What's going on, everybody? Tyler and Sean here at Rendered Reality. Thanks for joining us on Coffee VR, again, your weekly VR podcast. And yes, we were just playing some VR, and holy crap, man. Like, I'm just going to say, I can't describe how much I love playing Half-Life Alyx, right?
Right.
Originally.
Oh man, going back into that is ridiculous.
Yeah, and we're going to get into that here in a second, but I'm just still awestruck right now. Like, I feel like I have a new game to play completely
Yeah,
again.
no
And
doubt, dude. And this week is
oh,
massive. Like it's another massive week for VR. Like we keep getting these big weeks
dude,
that
oh
there's
my gosh.
so much to talk about and
Yeah.
there's so much to be excited about. And I'm telling you, 2021 is going to be a massive year for VR. Like I thought 2020 was a pretty good year for VR. 2021 and 2022, I think, is going to be just absolutely insane. It's already lining up to be crazy.
I was just telling Sean right before we went live, I'm like, take my money. Like, we're going to talk about why, but just take my money
Yeah,
now. Like,
yeah.
please.
Well, even in chat before the show, there was a bunch of talk going on about how to save money for VR related purchases,
Right,
because we know
right.
there's going to be some big purchases coming up this year, and people are talking about how they're saving money in a VR savings account and all that stuff. And it's a good time to start putting some money away for some future VR stuff that is coming. That is for sure.
I would highly recommend everybody to do that, actually, because I mean,
Each
I don't
paycheck,
know,
put a little bit aside, something.
but are we going to see like prices coming down now to compete with Oculus too? You know what I mean?
Know.
I mean,
Either
do
way,
they have to at this point? You know?
Yeah, either way, I would put some money aside because
Right.
I mean, I think that it's still going to be hard for a lot of these companies to compete with that $300 entry level of the Quest 2, but even still, I mean, even at $300, even if we do have some competitors down as low as that price, it's still nice to have that money set aside, ready to go. As soon as them pre-orders hit, you don't even have to think about it. You hit that pre-order button, you get it right away, and we know
first shipment, like that's huge too, man.
And you're gonna want to pre-order any of this stuff. You're gonna want to pre-order because we've seen with the new Xbox, the new PlayStation, the new graphics cards, all of this stuff is really hard to come by now because it's harder to produce this stuff in large amounts because of shortages and all these other things. So you want to pre-order. You definitely want to pre-order. So
and on top of it, just to have money too to like, you know, buy games, because if we get games that are dropped for releases of new headsets right with it, like you want to pick those up too, you know, and or buy a PC. Maybe you want to buy a PC for, you know, PC VR and stuff. So I mean,
much
there's
good
tons
stuff.
of stuff.
So much good stuff. I cannot wait to get into today's show. But what have you been playing this week? What kind of VR stuff did you play?
Let's see. Well, if you guys weren't watching, we did live stream some Gang 5, Gang V,
you mean
Drive
GTA 5?
GTA 5 in VR, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Which if you guys haven't, you watch some of it at least a little bit. We love it and hate it all at the same time. So for me personally, you know, I played it day one of their alpha, maybe pre-alpha testing, right? And it was like unplayable.
Yeah,
right?
it was pretty rough right at the beginning.
Now playing it, it's actually playable. And it's actually enjoyable.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
and we're going to get into some deeper dive of the game. We will. We got some footage and stuff we're going to get a little. We have some beta keys to give away of that as well. But we are going to get into that. We did do a live stream, and we went into the live stream not playing it in a long time other than when it first launched. So we had no idea what we were doing. So it was kind of a learning curve for us, but we had a ton of fun. And we'll probably live stream it again because there's a lot to it, and it keeps getting better. But we will get into some of that.
And we've got some friends, and I mean, we have Mau who has it.
We can get into
I think has it, so we can get in with some other people too. Which
and
would
I think we need to make a gang to try to keep up together a little bit more. You played the Warplanes.
I played Warplanes. Man, I played Warplanes. And I love it.
Still haven't played that yet. I'm picking it up. I do have a question for chat. Is if I get it on the Rift Store so that I can make it easier to stream if we play that together, is there crossplay between the App Lab Quest, because it's not officially on the Quest yet, which I don't know why, but is there crossplay between App Lab and Rift Store? If anybody knows that, I would love to know, because I haven't purchased it yet. I'm not sure if I want to buy it on App Lab or buy it on the Rift Store, but I definitely want to play multiplayer. So if there's not crossplay, then that's gonna.
So I really love it. You know, I love flight sims and stuff, and it gives you all the feels of that. You know, there's not too much. There's not, you know, not enough. It has all the hand controls. You can run the guns, you know, off the front of your plane without, you know, having to do anything with a trigger, or you can grab your, you know, 50 cal or whatever on top of it and use it by hand, which is super cool. I mean, there's everything from trains to blimps to other planes. It's super cool. And arcade sim. I mean, it's well.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not on the Quest Store.
Yeah, man, I know. I don't know why, but I don't care. I mean, it's playable. You don't have to have a PC to download it.
And it's on App Lab. It's just not on the official Quest Store. Yeah.
or just search for it. You know, you can find it that way, or yeah, there's ton links directly to the website for it through App Lab. But yeah, it's a really good game. I
Yeah.
highly recommend it. And thank you to everybody like Wolfraza for, you know, telling me really to try it, because yeah, it's definitely a
Yeah,
gem.
and Paradise Decay said he thinks with Warplanes you just need an account with the company for crossplay, but he's not 100% sure. So I got to figure that out. Maybe I'll just buy it on App Lab and the Rift Store. I think it's like $14, but I would like to. I mean, I'm interested in the multiplayer co-op aspect, so I want to make sure that we can play together before I get it. And Cubism Quest code up on the screen. They just added hand tracking to the official game on the Quest Store, so that's pretty cool. I think you could do it on Side Quest before, because I played it with hand tracking, I'm pretty sure, back on Side Quest, but now the official Quest Store has the hand tracking included as well. So hopefully somebody grabs that Cubism code. We've had a lot of talk about Contractors too. I want to mention Contractors real quick in our Discord. We need to get another play session going of Contractors. Such a good game. And I wanted to mention that Mamut, you know, we love our gun stocks, and Contractors is the game we use gun stocks in all the time. Mamut has a bundle going on right now where you can get the Mamut Apto 2.0 Stealth in black. You can get the Grips 3, which work with the gun stock, which I love the Grips 3. They fit my hand a little bit better than some of the other ones. My favorite grip so far. You also get some colored straps for them. You get a hat, you get a face mask, and you get like another mask thing that I think is one of the ones that goes all the way over your head. But great deal.
I mean, this is the setup to have. Like,
yeah.
This is, I love this setup. I really do. The magnets are so strong. I mean, uncomparable.
Yeah, and it saves you some money. I think the regular bundle is $180, and this I mean, the regular gun stock's like $180. Sure. This bundle is $225, and you know the grips alone are like $30, plus the other lanyards, the hat, yeah, like all the extra stuff. I feel like it's a pretty good deal. So if you're looking to buy a gun stock, I think this is a good time to pick it up. And Chatty got the Cubism code, so that is awesome.
Sweet. Ooh, yeah. Chatty's quick, man. I think I know he's gotten some stuff before.
He's gotten a couple.
He's fast. He's ready. He's always ready.
Yeah, I think so. For sure. So the other big one that we played this week, and this is what we started out talking about because we were so excited to talk about it, but was the Half-Life Alyx mod for Bioshock. So how good is that?
I can't, man. I haven't played this game. I haven't gone back into it in a while, and it just reinvigorated my love. I so want everybody to come over and try this game, because whether it be original Half-Life Alyx or this, if you've played Bioshock before, just to see all that stuff, like the initial sign that comes up that says Bioshock across it, with like the Metropolis scene, it just made my heart melt. Like, I love that game so much. Playing it on Xbox myself.
Yeah, I played it on Xbox.
I think too, but yeah, I played it Xbox, and that's probably where you played it too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you did, right? Yeah, it was Xbox. So
and I don't know which one it was that I played, because this is like based off the Rapture game or whatever. And I don't know if I don't remember that I played that one. I can't remember which one it was that I actually played. I think it was maybe the one before that. I don't think I played Rapture on flat before. But I mean, the guy that made this, he did a ton of custom assets too that are Bioshock assets and stuff. Yeah. And I guess from what I heard, he actually had permission from Bioshock to use a lot of this stuff, which is fantastic. And I mean, just going into the game, like you said, Half-Life Alyx, the graphics are absolutely amazing. And, we've played through the whole campaign of Half-Life Alyx. We played that whole game, but this mod, it is a whole nother game inside of this game. And it's free. If you have Half-Life Alyx, the mod is free, which is crazy. Like,
I know.
I mean, it's
another game.
Yeah, it's another full game.
Yep. It's so
I know
cool.
Paradise Decay is loving it too. I know he's been playing it, and I think there's different chapters too. I don't even know how many different download chapters there are.
8 or 9.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so it's excellent. I mean, graphics wise, gameplay wise, it's so good.
Yeah. Like this scene right here is like the forest. It reminded me so much of the forest. The first scene, and when you play the forest.
Oh yeah, when you're in the plane
and stuff.
Yeah,
it's so
absolutely,
good,
absolutely. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Infinite isn't Rapture. Yeah, I think there wasn't an actual Rapture, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's just like an offshoot. That's what they're like.
I don't know. See, I never like. I'm not like a big Bioshock fanboy or anything.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
right. I wasn't
played
either,
it,
but I loved the game.
Yeah, the game was awesome on Xbox, but I don't know, the backstory of Bioshock as much as some people. Like, I know Nathy has the statue like in his living room, so I know he's like diehard Bioshock, and some people are, but it is. I mean, it's totally worth hopping in to Half-Life Alyx, loading this back up. The mod is super easy. The mod mod you can basically do from the Steam page on your computer under the workshop, or you can do it inside the game. You just go into the game, you load it up in that main menu, you can go to mods, and you can pull it up through there, and you can download. I mean, it's super, super simple to do. So it's not like any kind of difficult mod you have to do with some games. It's very easy. So if you haven't, I would definitely check it out.
Yeah, I'm reading chat too. PD said 8 chapters. Dev told me mod is around 6 to 8 hours long, which that's a whole game, man. That's
I beat the
whole game.
I beat Half-Life Alyx in 10 hours, so that's just under what it took me to beat. And that was a pretty long game, especially for a VR title. That's not a short campaign. We see some real short campaigns sometimes in Half-Life Alyx, and some people took longer than the 10 hours that I took. I had a lot of time to devote to it that week that it came out, and I beat the whole game that week. But
I know. Yeah. Now you get to do it all again. You get to play another one, which is awesome.
Excellent. I mean, because I've been playing a lot of Quest lately, Quest 2, and going into this, it just the graphics are like, oh my goodness, like the lighting and the effects and just everything. Mechanics. It's so good. It's just, man, I forgot how good that game really is. So.
I know. Yep. Fluke said, would you kindly click the like button? You can't. It's still broke. You guys
Is that still broke? I thought we had that fixed.
German Rifter said the Half-Life modding community is awesome. I know this kind of stuff is just so amazing. The only thing I wish somebody could figure out is multiplayer. Yeah, because oh my gosh, I would not leave this freaking game, man. Yeah, it's could you imagine even co-op? Just co-op
would be
somebody
excellent.
I mean, probably someone would have to run.
Because even this scene right here, when I was playing, that one scene they were just in, like I went in and I actually died the first time in that scene because there was a lot of enemies in there. I was like, man, if I had a buddy in here with me, we could totally roll through this. Yeah, like, dude, I'm reloading, like, cover me, it's so.
Could you imagine, awesome. Like, if you were out of ammo and I threw you one, like, across the hall or something?
And I grab it out of the air,
threw it in the magazine, like,
epic.
Gosh, so good, man.
It'd be so good.
It would be too.
So but if you haven't checked this out, you totally have to. If you have PSVR and you already have this game, I actually tried to find a Half-Life Alyx code like through Green Man Gaming or something because I wanted to purchase one of these because it is an expensive game. I wanted to purchase it to give it away during the show, but I couldn't find one anywhere. I found one on like G2A or something like that. It was like $80 they were charging for it, so I was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. But if you see this game go on sale on one of those sites, let me know. I would like to pick it up to give it away on the show because it is such a good game, but it is kind of pricey. So. But it's so good. But we got a bunch of people here in chat. We got Obscure Nerd, Mike, Kelly VR, Brandon, Rudel, Zavedno, Mame Fan, German Rifter, Great CM, Limba Zero, Alex, Chatty, Lisa VR. So many people. Liberty 309, thanks for joining us today.
Or the weekend. Start the weekend off right. I know.
Put a poll up. Have you played Half-Life Alyx? Man, the bad thing is if you don't have a PSVR or PC to play PSVR, that's the hard part.
That's your next step. Just get a PC. Just work your way towards it. We were just talking about that. Like, that's the next step, man. Like, to play these amazing games and experiences, it's like living, your favorite game or the best game you ever played. That's what this feels like getting dropped into a real console game or a PC game because it's that good.
Absolutely.
Man.
I can't wait to see what else the modders do. Like, there's a lot of a Half-Life Alyx mod, and I haven't, when it first started coming out and people started doing the mods, I was hopping into a lot of them. I haven't lately, but this one was like, okay, I got to go into this one.
I just love the looks. What I loved about all the Bioshock stuff was the what would that be? 60s, 70s era Metropolis feeling, like Fallout or
like a nuclear bomb went off in the world, and that was kind of where you're at. But
exactly, and I love that feeling and the analog sound of the voices coming over speakers and stereo stuff
and stuff, the static. Dude, it's scary though. It's creepy. Like the Bioshock. I mean, Half-Life Alyx already is a little bit of a creepy game, but the Bioshock mod it's pretty creepy. It gave me the creeps a couple times. I was like, man, this is freaky. Great game. Absolutely.
Lisa VR said I haven't tried any Half-Life Alyx mod yet. I need to get on that.
This one for sure. Yeah.
Download all the chapters 1 through 8, and then you go in and they'll just be in your add-on library. It's so
real
good.
Easy to do. It's so good.
Download. Yep. It's awesome.
Excellent game. So, I did want to talk about, we got a couple of giveaways going on right now. I wanted to mention that real quick. If you haven't signed up, we have the Asterion, I don't know how to say that, but the Aura headset. And I'm keeping mine, but we have another one that's brand new in the box to give away. So make sure you sign up. That is in the description. And we're really, really excited about this next one. We've wanted to do this for a long time.
Oh, yeah. We did have something else little to give away, didn't we?
Just something little. It's right here.
I forgot about that.
Let me grab this little
box. I forgot about that.
This one.
How did I forget?
Brand new. It's kind of hard.
We have to, man.
Brand new in the box, unopened,
yeah,
cellophane still on there. We've been wanting to give away a Quest 2, I think, ever since we first got ours, and we finally have one in. If you watched one of the like VR vlog videos I showed when I was going to Best Buy and picked this up, so I had to order it. They didn't have any in stock. So that Gleam giveaway is in the description. You know, help spread it around. Hopefully we can grow the channel a little bit, because I really want to get to 10K, because Tyler will grow a beard if we get to 10K. So we got to get to 10K this year, subscribers. So help us out. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. But
and
really
honestly,
excited to give that away.
I hope somebody picks this up even as like a second headset. Like, yes, I want somebody new to get it. You know, that doesn't have one. Too. But as a second, they're amazing to have, because you can play with other people.
Family members,
you can
friends.
give it to a family member. Give it to a parent, a brother, a sister, a friend. I mean, whoever you can play with.
Absolutely.
Don't care who it goes to, man. Just that it's going to somebody to enjoy. That's all.
And we will have some extras, too, that we throw in the box when we ship this out. You can see some of our stickers there. We have gotten some of these stickers in that I'm really excited about. The last shipment that just went out, that was Death Tune won the rear VR cover Elite Strap padding. So that's getting shipped out to him today. We threw in some of the new stickers, and there'll be some other stuff with the Quest 2 as well. We have some other surprises that'll be in the box when you win that. So really just exciting. We've wanted to do this for a long time, and we're really excited to be able to give one of these away. So make sure you sign up for that in the description below. That'll be going on for like a little over a month. I think we're going to run that for.
Chad Williams said, wish I could subscribe a few more times. Get some, log into some friends' accounts. Whatever you got to do, man. Hustle.
Oh, man. Yeah, so
hustle is real.
So Go Green Game On VR said he'll grow his beard and I'll have to shave mine. Just kidding. Oh man, I don't know if I'm ready for that, but I might.
Maybe, is that a fair trade?
No,
is that
I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready yet.
Just to chop it all off, man. You're gonna be cold. You're gonna be shivering.
Dude, I was telling the wife I was riding the 4-wheeler last weekend. I had the 4-wheeler out. We were ripping around the yard, and I was like, man, it feels so weird to have wind in your beard. Like I've never had a beard this big before, and feel the wind hit it. It's like this whole thing kind of pulling on the bottom. It's really weird. It's really strange.
I really can't, man.
The beard talk gets crazy on this channel lately. I don't know what that's all about, but these new shirts, man.
The beards. I know. We even got different colored beard stuff coming too, and beard stuff coming.
Yeah, for sure. And talking about giveaways, there is also the new merch up on the Teespring, and we're doing the giveaway where if you post yourself or whatever, the pictures of your RR merch, can be old stuff or whatever, and put hashtag RR merch, that you get a chance to win at either an $80 Steam card or $80 in Oculus games, your choice. And I think we only have one entry so far, and that is German Rifter. So he may win that if nobody else posts to that
there you go.
hashtag, which is pretty crazy.
He's the king of merch too. He's got the coolest stuff.
He's got tons of mugs and stuff. Yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
cut
for sure.
VR Spry guy cut Sean's beard off and glue it to Tyler.
That would look ridiculous. You with a ginger beard. Oh my goodness, that'd be so weird. But you got to wear it like that for like a month. You have to leave it glued on for like a month.
I have to use like actual like epoxy.
How do we get into these topics? I have no idea.
Too much coffee, man.
I don't know.
Way too much coffee.
Yeah, so let's talk about GangV a little bit.
Yeah, cheers to see everybody in chat too, man. Just say person, Delirium Drew, seeing all the regs, man. It's good to see you guys.
Yep, and I see some new faces every once in a while too. Delirium Drew's in here. I was in his. He was doing the Beat Saber, the new Beat Saber songs that came out. He was streaming that, so I hopped into there because I hadn't got to play yet, and I wanted to hear the new songs. So free songs that are out for Beat Saber, so that's pretty cool. I haven't played those yet, but he was tearing it up in there. He was tearing it up. So.
I love Beat Saber. Every time I go in, I love it, but I never like think about going in because there's so many other things to play. But then I'll go to show somebody, and I'm like, I want to play this. Like,
I know. It's crazy. There's so much stuff. Like, I mean, we played GangV this week. Played Warplanes with Half-Life Alyx. I mean, that's a whole nother investment of time to play the Bioshock mod. It's just so much good stuff. But GangV, so this is our footage of GangV. Maybe I should show this trailer first. I don't know. But so we've talked about this before. Originally, it was going to be called Drive-By, and they changed the name now to GangV, Gang 5. Obviously, kind of a ripoff of Grand Theft Auto 5, for sure. But it's pretty good. So we went in, like we said, we went into this real early in the beta, and it was like almost unplayable. It was really rough, but they have improved it a ton. And this is from Rapture Lab Studios. So these are the same guys that did Standout. They did War Dust. Now this is their next title coming up. And we do have some beta keys to give away, so you can get into the beta. I'm going to pop one up here now. These are going to be Steam keys. And we're going to have about 5 of these to give away. So make sure you watch if you want to try to get in. I know some people are asking about how to get into this beta. And also people that can probably play with us next time we stream. And this is going to be 49 players that they're talking about getting into this game. It's completely open world. It's a big map. We got in a plane. You'll see this coming up in the video. We got into a plane and we kind of flew around just to get an idea of the map. I mean, lots of different terrain. I mean, you can get inside the cars. The cops are ridiculously difficult almost. Like the cops show up out of nowhere as soon as you do something illegal. Like if there's not even cops around, there's the cops swarm you like crazy. It gets super intense. Essentially this is going to be a battle royale game though, and they want to make it to where you have like 49 players in here randomly in the world. You also have NPC characters and they're all mixed in together, so you can't tell necessarily the NPC characters from online players unless they're in your gang or whatever and they have their name above them. Like Tyler, I could see when we were together, I could see his name, but we started to realize even in this, we weren't actually in the battle royale. We were just like kind of in like the lobby playing around, I guess. And there was still times when we thought there might be online players that weren't NPCs, right?
Right. There are. Yeah. And they're just randomly in there in the world, an open world. My problem is, and I don't know if they're doing it for testing purposes, is it forces you into the battle royale points.
Yeah.
And that they're trying to make it a battle royale game. I don't know if I like that. I feel like, they're going up against a lot of competition. There's a lot of flat battle royale games. We now have a lot of battle royale games for VR as well. One being Population 1. Like, you're not going to compete with that, I don't think.
Well,
though it is an open world style more, but I just wish they would kind of embrace the, it's a GTA ripoff. Just be a GTA ripoff. Like, just be open world, and then if you want to go into battle royale mode, you can.
I think that's what they're going to do, though. I do believe that is what they're going to do. And they're even in this, there was a lot of missions you can do. Like there was missions that you could start in the bank or whatever. You have to knock off the bank and kill the bank owner and rob the safe. And you can go up to random people throughout the streets and you can hold them at gunpoint and they give their money, and you collect money to eventually upgrade your guns, buy more weapons. I think that is honestly what they're going to do. I think it's going to be kind of choose how you want to play. And I'm not exactly sure because this is beta and it's all still kind of changing a little bit right now. But
I like the idea of the gangs and the robbing stuff. I do, but then I just don't be a battle royale. Just be a rip.
I'm okay with it because that might still be fun.
Is like it. Okay, Crackdown. If anybody's played Crackdown, you have gangs and missions and places to go, destroy and break into. That is what I wish this game was. Take the GTA 5 and then also, combine it with the Crackdown stuff with the gangs and all that. I think it would be amazing. And I don't know. I hope they don't try and cash in on this battle royale, thing that everyone thinks they need to be. That's all.
Yeah. John and Astos just bought a coffee. He said, buying my 4th Quest to give to my almost 70-year-old father. That is awesome.
Dude,
I feel like the elderly people can benefit so much from VR, especially if they're still kind of on lockdown and, they can't get out and stuff like that. It's such a great way to spend time with family members that are far away. That's an awesome idea. So I love to see stuff like that. So that is so cool. And thank you for that coffee.
Yeah, he must have heard me talking about him as well.
Oh, yeah.
So, we need to gang up with him and try this out.
So he said... He said the game needs a lot of work, and it does. We're not saying this is like a finished product that is perfect. Like, it is super glitchy. We had all kinds of glitches and issues. Some of the glitches made it kind of fun, and I actually enjoyed some of the glitches. But from Rapture Lab Studios, if you've played Standout, if you've played War Dust, the game's never fully fleshed out like a AAA title or anything like that. It always has a little bit of jank in it. Sometimes that jank can be fun, but I think the most thing that we were so excited about this is to see how much it had progressed since the first time we were in the beta. And this is still early. Like, they're still working on this. This is a massive undertaking that they're trying to do here. It really is, because this is a huge open world game, an MMO, massively, multiplayer online. They're talking about almost 50 people at one time. It's a big undertaking. So, but after playing this beta, it did give us some hope. Like, after we played this, we're like, okay, we got a little bit of hope that this could actually be.
Oh, it really did. I mean, if they get their like AI stuff solved a little bit, where it's not as glitchy, they get their houses and their grading with the ground stuff
that's always
right.
been a little bit of a problem in some of their games.
Until it gets polished.
The house is sitting like this, is not quite level on the ground.
I feel like though they need to have all that polished before they drop it. Like, if they send it like that, I feel like people are going to really judge it for that, which they did with Standout and stuff.
I agree.
In the early days. So I feel like if they work that out, I don't think we're going to see a lot more polish with the map, because this is kind of how their games look, you know, with
and
their
if you see the
assets
plane
and
here,
everything.
this is showing some of the world. It's big. There's a lot to this, and this is just a little part of the map, really. I mean, they got baseball stadiums, you know, residential areas, highways, skyscrapers, all kinds of stuff. You can get into the planes. There's helicopters. I think the helicopter actually might be better because the plane, you were actually sitting too low, so you couldn't see out of it. But you could switch to a third-person view, and that's what we did here, so we could see the map a little bit more.
Like
but
baseball fields. Like there's lots of cool stuff they have like implemented, and the map is huge. Look how far you can see, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it could be. I think it really could be a good game, and I think it is already.
It's
close.
fun.
I mean,
it's fun.
It's a lot of fun for us to screw around in. Now, as a game by itself, I'm not so sure yet.
But with friends, it's hilarious. I mean, we were cracking up laughing at times. So let me read what their thing says. It says it's a battle royale in a living environment featuring traffic, crowds, law enforcement. You steal money, equipment, and vehicles, and face the consequences. Hide among civilians to slay your opponents. And I did ask because in the game, there was I tried to do like you would in GTA, you know, you walk up to somebody on the street and you punch them, and that didn't work. And I was like, oh man, that doesn't feel right. Like that needs to be in there. So I did ask the developers, and they said that is on the program. Even if it's not a priority, they said that is something that is coming. So that melee system is coming where you can walk up, you can punch people, or whatever. Very violent game though. Warning, you know, it's just like GTA. It needs to have all them warnings. Very violent. But also, somebody asked if there was going to be customization to avatars, and they said that will arrive soon, perhaps on the next update. So that'll be cool because then you can customize your avatars, make it look more like you or whoever you want it to look like or whatever.
Right.
That'll be cool. So that's something that'll be nice.
So like right here in the video, I actually we were flying together. I was, you know, driving, flying, piloting. And more codes. I know I gave one out in chat. I think Luke got one too.
So watch. You have your Steam ready. We have a couple more. So
I actually got kicked out, and I got thrown into the battle royale mode, which forced me into it. And I didn't even try to go into it. And then all of a sudden, we couldn't link back up and find each other. You know, and you spawn in different spots from people, and they're hard to. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think some of that is too just us figuring it out. I think there's ways, you know, to make a gang and link up, and because that was the first time we've been into a long time. I think some of that is just us figuring it out, and some of that is probably going to get smoothed out a little bit, you know, as they progress through the game. Oh man, someone bought us 2 coffees from buymeacoffee.com. Awesome. I guess an anonymous because it doesn't have a name. Sometimes it doesn't show up a name. So but seriously, appreciate that. That is so cool. Man. We love the buymeacoffee.com thing. That is awesome. So really appreciate that.
It is, man. Really does help us
do
the quest stuff. Oh dude, I'm so stoked for somebody to get a quest, dude.
I know. I think that's gonna be so awesome. I can't wait to put in some extras in that box, ship that thing out. We've been wanting to do this for a long time. So.
Everyone's fighting over the codes for this in chat. They're all trying to get them.
Oh man, so awesome. So this is they do have a Steam listing. I believe the link is in the description, so you can wish list it if you don't get one of these codes or whatever. There's a lot of information on the Steam page that kind of breaks down what they're doing. They're talking about seasons, an evolving world. Each season offers content updates, unique game mode. So it is saying free roaming. If you want to take a break between matches, feel free to experience our online free roaming game mode to have fun with other online players in the game's world of free roam. So that should be, like you said, that should be there. And I believe this is going to have flat support too, right? I can't remember,
supposedly,
but I believe
yes. As far as I knew, unless they've canceled that, but yeah, it's supposed to have flat because they do have all the keyboard bindings and everything that already do work. That are in it. So yes, they're planning on doing flat.
They're also talking about dynamic modding. They're saying the game supports many modding possibilities from model reskinning, map creation, content adding to full game mode creation. The dynamic modding option will allow you to share your modded content with other players in real time on fully dynamic modding servers. So like I said, this is a big task for them. It really is. And I think that this is a game that they are really excited about and that they really want to focus a lot of attention on. And, you know, I mean, Rapture Lab Studios get some mixed reviews because a lot of people, you know, weren't happy with some of their other games. And they didn't finish them and stuff. And I mean, but the thing is, we played Standout and War Dust, and we had a lot of fun in those games. I mean, we have like, I don't know, like close to 100 hours in Standout. We spend that all the time. And it's a ton of fun. So I'm excited for this, even though it might not be, you know, a Rockstar rendition of GTA 5 and fully fleshed out. I am excited. So, Obscure Nerd, thank you. He bought a coffee. I feel bad for winning one. Oh man, I lost it. Let me pull it back up.
He got one of the codes.
Oh, did he?
He got he got one of the codes and stuff. But
I can pull it back up on my phone.
We need to gang up with everybody that gets these codes, man. So if you did get one of these codes, try and find us on Steam. Friend us on Steam. That's the way we can link up in game.
Yeah.
My name is Was it Sean? What's mine? Schmitty?
Schmitty 18, and mine is Stangerism. So
there you go.
yeah.
Yep. So if you guys do want to
friend
friend us,
yeah, don't feel bad for getting a code. That's what they're here for. It's up for grabs for anybody.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm glad you get it. It's awesome.
Last one coming up. Everybody be ready. Last one coming up. Steam code.
Oh no, you can.
Ready to type it in? Ready?
I'm gonna type it in.
Boom. Last one. That's the last one we got to give away. So yeah,
that's awesome.
Really cool to get some people in here, though. It is fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a crazy fun game. I look forward to it being a finished product. I think we're going to spend some time in here, have some great laughs, make some good memories, deal with some of the jank that sometimes is funny, like a cop car just randomly flying. Like,
Right.
I've had them there was a Goodyear
stuff.
blimp that just kind of all of a sudden like crashed down. I've seen a plane that just crashed in the street out of nowhere, and I don't know if that was a player or that was NPC.
The best thing I've done is you can get, I think if you're standing on your car and the cop car runs at you and hits your car and you go onto their car and you're riding on their hood.
I did that too.
They're chasing you because they're still driving
right here
to get to you.
You were driving and I was on your hood.
Dude, it's so good. It's so funny.
It's like pure chaos. It is pure
It's so good,
chaos.
Yep.
Chatty said, I hear all those clicking.
Yeah.
Daniel Smith said, this ain't fair. I'm too old and slow. So you can join their Discord too. We put their Discord link in our general chat. You might have to scroll up a little bit. It's from yesterday. And you might be able to get a code that way. I'm sure once the game comes out, hopefully we can get some codes to give away of the full release as well. Yeah. It's fun. I mean, I look forward to seeing what you people think about this. It's a good time. It's I mean, you know, it is what it is. Take it for what it is. It's not a perfectly fleshed out, you know, it's still in beta. It might never be as good as, you know, some AAA titles, dude, but it's fun.
That's like, I see Wild Ox. Jason's in here, right? From Wild Ox Studios. When his game was in like the test phases, we were in there and had the best
That was
time.
when you broke your index controller. We were having so much fun. It was just the three of us being crazy. And that was a drop in.
Exactly. And we didn't even have a map to be in. We were just in his test world. You know what I mean? So it's like, I know.
With friends, almost anything. And I mean, you can have fun doing simple things sometimes in VR with friends. I mean, Toy Box. You know, when we first got VR, we laughed our butts off for hours in Toy Box. It was ridiculous. So yeah, but hopefully somebody got that last. Yeah.
What else? What else we play? Let's see. I think that's all we played this week, basically, right?
I think so.
We have so many big news things to get into now, though, man.
Yeah, we really do. We really do. So what do you want to get into next?
I want to talk about my indie find of the week, man.
Okay,
what I'm kind of pumped for. It's called Helicopter Simulator VR 2021. Link is in the description.
Rescue missions or something.
This is a single dev, as far as I know, developing this. It's not out. It will be out in 5 days. I think the 25th it comes out. But I think this looks incredible, man. Like, this is kind of like the VR flight sim that I wanted. It gives us hand controls, right? And a lot of controls in it. It gives us weather. It gives us a lot of really cool things in this. And I think it looks like it's done very well. I haven't had my hands on it yet.
Yeah, we haven't played this. This is just looking at the trailer, looking at the Steam page.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just something I think looks super cool coming up. But it does. It gives us everything in it to operate it, basically. So I do really want to get my hands on this and try this because I feel like a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with Microsoft flight simulators. You can't grab anything, you can't touch anything. You know, you can't.
I look at it like I just want to touch it, like, but you can't.
Right.
It drives me crazy. It really does.
Yeah. So hopefully it's pretty good. It looks really good from the trailer. If it is a single dev, I mean, this would be impressive if he can pull all this off, and it'd be really good. We'll see.
It may not be a single dev. I could be mistaken on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But I would go out on a limb and maybe say it is. But yeah, it looks really good, man. I really do. I want to play this. I want to cruise this. Like, it's so awesome. I would love to have, like, you know, and I think there is like missions actually, because it does say that in the title. So it'd be really cool to have, you know, missions where you have to land and get to certain places or drop stuff off or do, you know.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I think the rescue missions actually sounds kind of cool once we see what that is all about. But yeah, we'll probably be checking this one out once it is available. Is that supposed to be this year? Do you know? Or is it available now? I think, it's supposed to be real soon. So that's pretty cool. While we're talking about small team devs, I do want to bring up Hand Physics Lab. This is an exclusive trailer. We're the first one to show this trailer right here, this specific footage. Our friends actually from Holonautic, they did Holoception, which is a really fun game. And Hand Physics Lab, I know you guys have all seen their Twitter posts and their Reddit posts. They do all kinds of little posts that look awesome. This is officially coming to the official Oculus Quest store, and I can't tell you when, but I think it'll be pretty soon. That's all I can say. I can't tell you an exact date, but Hand Physics Lab to the official Quest store. We're not talking App Lab. We're not talking Side Quest. Official Quest store.
because we know how the struggle of that too to get approved.
Not easy.
And it is the polish of this, the ease of throwing somebody into this as their first experience is amazing because it's like, okay, just go at it. You don't really need to teach them anything. You know what I mean? It's like what you do is what you do. So you don't have to teach them. It's like, try it, figure it out.
I wonder if they still have the rendered reality coffee mug. They had that in Holoception. I hope they put it in the hand physics labs too. I'm going to ask them. I'm actually going to ask them.
Unbreakable coffee mug.
Yeah,
we told them it had to be unbreakable. You couldn't shatter it.
That's awesome. So yeah, this is going to be coming up soon. So keep your eye out. To me, honestly, this is probably one of the best hand tracking things you can do in the Quest. Yeah, I mean, there's just so much stuff to play with, so many things to do. They did a great job. I haven't played the official build yet that is coming to the Oculus Quest, but I have played this on side quest quite a bit. So really looking forward to what all's going to be included in the official Quest version. Really excited. So
wouldn't it be cool to like play chess, even like move pieces and stuff?
Yeah, there's so much stuff you can do. I mean,
I know, they're minds, man. They just come up with these cool things, and it's like, they're like throwing spaghetti at the ceiling, right, to see if it sticks, and that's what they do, and that's what they do behind the scenes, and whatever they think works, they're like, throw it in.
Let's try it. Like they're open to try anything, and even if you've seen all the little clips that they've posted on Twitter and Reddit and everything, they it's all kinds of crazy ideas they come up with to play with things.
Remember
with
the ball pits? Remember the ball pit?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so good, man. When they first came out with the ball pit, it was so awesome.
So yeah, look forward to this coming soon. I can't wait to see what people think about this, and it's definitely I don't know what the price is going to be or anything. I have no idea, but keep an eye out for this on the official Quest store. Congrats to them for making it to the official Quest store. That's pretty cool. So
absolutely, no, that's awesome. I'm super stoked for that.
Me too.
So many good things on the Quest. That's why you really almost do need to buy the bigger, higher gig Quest, because there's so many games that just keep coming and coming.
There was a comment on one of the videos that somebody said, I don't agree. I think the 64 gig is fine. And I was like, I think the 64 gigabyte model for most people will probably be fine. But you got to, I mean, I had the 64 gig Quest 1, and I was constantly deleting games to download more games, which I probably get more games than the average person. But you got to look at the games are getting bigger. Saints and Sinners with the Horde mode update, I think is 12 gigs. And I think just the operating system for the Quest is like 10 gigs. So that 64 gigs fills up fast. So I mean,
I know, I get it.
If you're VR enthusiast, I would say get the bigger one. If you're just somebody picking up your first headset and you don't know how much you're gonna play, maybe the 64 gigabyte model will be okay. But man, that 64 is getting harder to recommend with all these games coming out and how big some of them are for sure.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Techno Glitch said, "Why would you make a helicopter game with no HOTAS support?" I agree. I mean, I think it would be easy to implement one, but when you have one that is so reliant on VR controllers for controls and stuff, we've always talked about that. That's a tough situation where you're going between, HOTAS and items you're actually toggling, which, yes, I know you could bind, keys and stuff on.
Well, you actually need something like this. If you had a HOTAS support with hand tracking,
dude,
that way you can use your HOTAS, but you can still, dial in controls. You can do different things with your hands. That would be, that would be like a dream come true. That would be.
It would be.
Even racing sims too, not just flight sims, racing sims. You turn the radio knob with just your hands off the steering wheel like that. That's the kind of stuff that I want to see.
And like the flight stick, if it was like floating and you could like move it to where your real one is and line it up 1-to-1. Somebody do that, please. Come on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man.
Yeah. So DIY VR channel makes a good point. He says, I have the 64 virtual desktop only.
There you go.
Gamer,
then it doesn't matter. Yeah, absolutely.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't think about that. A lot of people do that.
Oh, absolutely, man. Which we're going to get into some more wireless stuff here in a second because
good stuff. Good stuff.
No.
Good stuff.
Yep.
All right, what do you want?
Nice. Good to see everybody. Lincoln Clay.
Nice.
Driver.
He's a driver for sure. Lincoln Clay. So I did want to mention real quick too, Pistol Whip. This is the older trailer of the campaign or the cinematic campaign. They do have another one coming up pretty soon, and it seems almost like a Wild West kind of a theme. It's something that happened before this one. I don't know exactly, but if you haven't tried the cinematic campaign of Pistol Whip, I absolutely love it. Already a big fan of Pistol Whip, but the cinematic campaign I thought was really, really good, and it was a free update if you already had the game. So I am looking forward to the next one coming. That's an excellent game. We
said something to I think even them about Western stuff, back when it first dropped.
Yeah.
Because that would just be so cool. It's such a good fit for this game, you know?
I don't know that it is for sure a Western theme. It was just something, I can't remember when they did a thing on the GDC stuff. I think it was this week. I think that was where I was watching it. And they just something that they said made it seem like that. Like, and I can't remember how the wording was, but I don't know. So don't quote me on that. That was just what I took from it. But it's, oh man, it's going to be good.
Daniel Smith said he needs a refresh on coffee. Hang on. So we're going to take a quick intermission here, guys.
Yeah, commercial break
in a minute.
Commercial break.
It'll be drinking today, by the way.
It's a commercial about
how coffee.
Right? Oh yeah, I've been on coffee for a while. I got sick and I wasn't drinking a lot of coffee, but I'm back on coffee. But I was going to say the commercial break will be about how your auto warranty is about to expire. And you need to update your auto warranty.
Renew your auto warranty.
I'm sure we've all
you've
had
won a
those
cruise
calls.
ship as well, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I can't.
But yeah, I'm drinking some local stuff back home. So back in Ohio, I don't remember what the name was. It was some of the stuff that I got for Christmas that I hadn't had yet, and it's really good. Cool. I posted those pictures a while back, but
I'm back on coffee. I'm back on fresh bean Major Dickinson right now from
Major
Pete's.
Dickinson is good.
I was off it for a while, but I'm back
Pete's
to
is good stuff. Mugshots, we'll throw that up since we're talking about coffee. Mugshots on our Discord. Post those. We've been getting a lot of new ones lately. I've been loving them. So great to see the mugshots. It can be anything you want. Get as creative as you want. Post in the Discord. We'll get them on the show. So I love the mugshots. What do you want to get into next? I mean, we got PSVR 2 to talk about. We got Valve Index stuff to talk about. That is very exciting stuff.
Take my money. Where's my wallet?
I don't even know what to get into next because there's so much stuff, and there's other stuff too that I want to hop into that I haven't talked about yet. But man, what do you want to get into? Your pick.
Can we hit up some PlayStation stuff because it really does excite me. You know, I'm still on the fence. You know, I'd never had the PSVR originally, so I was on the fence. If it was all about tracking, right? So if I wanted to commit to jumping into that ecosystem, because it's a commitment, because you're buying a console, you're buying the headset, you're buying into the games.
Especially for someone that didn't already have a PS4 at the time. You know what I mean? It was a little bit easier for them for sure. And we definitely would have if we already had PS4.
Absolutely. So this next jump, you know, you're going to be buying into the new console. You're going to be buying into the new headset. So it is a jump, but I'm probably going to have to do it now because we are going to probably get inside out tracking at this point because of where the controller ring placement is. It's basically a given. You're not going to put your tracking rings on the back side and have a camera tracking out in front of you or around you. You're just not going to do it. So we're pretty much 99% guaranteed to see that, which is awesome. And that was my big thing. And controllers. You know, I didn't want to see jank controllers. I'm not super excited about the shape of them, though. I'm on the fence about the shape.
Yeah, let's get into that a little bit. Let me play that. I want to finish.
They're not as ergonomic as I hoped. You know, we see all these controllers come out from Xbox every time. They're super ergonomic. You still have that flatness to it, you know? And I don't I don't know.
Where you actually hold on to.
Yeah,
but it does have some curve. There's another image that shows it sideways, and it does have some curve. This image is from Synth Riders. They put this out. I just thought it was cool, so I threw it in there. But when I first saw this, I was like, oh man, those seem pretty cumbersome. You know, they're kind of big. One of the problems I have with G2 is these rings are really big. And when I'm doing reloads and stuff, I'm constantly smacking these things together. And when I first saw these, I was like, oh man, that's going to be an issue. But the more I look at it, it's actually on the outside. Like the original.
Yeah, it's the original CV1 style more.
Yeah, kind of, a little bit.
You reach through those,
Yeah, but it's going to be on the back side of your hand. There's not so much on the front or the top. So I think that's actually going to be better where it's a little back farther too.
Right.
So I think that is going to be better.
Wrists? You know what I mean? You don't.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't. Wrist, yeah.
I mean, even Quest 2, I hit those controllers together sometimes, not as much as I do in the G2 because of these massive rings, but that I actually think is going to be good. I'm actually excited about that now that I really think about it, and I think that this has me really excited because it has thumbsticks. For goodness sakes, it has thumbsticks. It has button parity pretty much with the other controllers.
That's my point, is they've jumped on board. They didn't try and do a trackpad. They didn't try and do something funky or anything like that, you know? They now all have the exact same button layout, which is 100% needed. I mean, look at console games. Xbox, PlayStation, they all have 4 buttons, 2 analogs, you know what I mean? They're all in parity, even that way. So, you know, the bumpers, all of that stuff. So, the grip,
it has
everything.
Button. Right, it's got a grip button. And to tell you the truth, some people don't love the grip button. I absolutely love the grip button because using index controllers with
gameplay?
no grip button and you have to rely on the finger, sensing stuff, it doesn't always work for me. And I want to grab stuff and I can't grab it when I want to. I drop stuff when I don't want to drop stuff. This is where it's at for me. I would much rather have this button, but these are going to have the finger sensing stuff in them too, as far if I remember right. So you're getting the best of both.
So the one thing that I missed going from a CV1 to, Rift S and OG Quest was where the tracking ring was. Because that tracking ring was over your hand, it felt so much more balanced to me. So I feel like
CV1. So you said?
Yeah, the CV1 controllers, being that you have to reach through the ring, and that it was kind of underneath.
It was down. Yeah, you didn't really reach through it, but it was down.
Yeah, you did. You reached your hand was down inside it. I'll go get one.
I mean, I got him sitting right there, but I mean, you didn't reach through it. You just had your hand, and then the ring went down through the bottom. These ones, you actually reached through the ring on these PSVR 2 controllers. But yeah, I don't know. But I do think the CV1 controllers were the best controllers so far.
Yeah, dude. Look.
Yeah, you're not reaching through though. Like these, actually, you reach through.
Look, yeah. I know, but this balance, you know what I mean? So when you put that weight back here, it takes it off the front, so you don't feel like you have something that's, pulling down on you. And when I went from these to the newer style touch controllers, I felt like they were front heavy. You know what I mean? It just
I don't know, because the newer touch controllers, you're talking Rift S and Quest 1, those controllers felt like junk. I mean, they were so lightweight. These controllers, I don't know. I like these controllers. These aren't bad, but I don't like the rings where they're at because I hit them. But
go pick one of these up when we're done.
I know. I got it sitting right
balance,
over there.
dude, I can put it on my finger and it'll balance on it, dead center. The center weight's amazing.
Those controllers are great, but
dude, I know.
But I'm curious if these PSVR 2 controllers might take. I mean, for me, you asked me best controllers ever. I'm going to say CV1. These might take that.
Man.
They might take over that range.
I don't know though, because the ergonomics. But that's
you
the
don't
only
know.
part.
You haven't tried these yet. I don't know.
Agreed.
And we're talking the grip button with the finger sense technology, with Sony's haptics, with Sony's haptic trigger stuff. I mean, that is big.
Right, true.
That haptic trigger stuff is big for this, especially for shooters and stuff. I think it's going to be. I mean, the stuff they can do with that is going to be endless. And I think it's great for the PS5 controller, but the regular controller, the DualSense controller. But I think it's going to be even bigger for VR because that sense of things happening when you're inside VR is going to give you much more of an immersion feeling than what you get just staring at a screen holding a controller. I think that is going to be absolute, like Christopher Hart said, absolute fire on the haptics and the trigger.
Absolutely.
It is going to be excellent. So, and I'm also curious of what this is going to mean going forward for Oculus, because Oculus hasn't really had to do much change on their controllers. They have stayed almost the same other than the ergonomics and the tracking ring. They haven't really changed anything else with them. The haptics haven't really changed. The trigger is just an analog trigger. What is this going to do to Oculus? Are they going to have to kind of redo something for the Quest Pro or the Quest 3? They're going to have to look into competing with Sony's better controller now, or potentially better controller, better haptics,
So, and the thing I think that's going to happen is, developers love a console-based system to develop for because it is across the board, one
everything
system,
works.
yeah, exactly.
Mr. Trinidad, before this goes away, PSVR type is real. It better have adaptive triggers and grips. And I think as far as what I read through that thing, it is going to have the adaptive triggers. I mean, they definitely are happy with that technology. I think that people that are using the new controllers are happy. So I definitely look to see that in there. Thank you for that coffee. That's awesome.
So I guess, being that games can be developed for that, developers want to jump on board. So we're going to really see, especially maybe right now or already have in the background, developers making games either specifically for it or, to work for it. And that ecosystem and that games library will be huge. I guarantee you on release day. So it's going to be a good investment.
I mean, this shows that Sony is not holding back for VR, that they've been working on this. People were scared PSVR 2 isn't coming. Sony, obviously, this is showing that they're all in still. They're all in VR. They're fully wanting to support it. And this is cool because the fact that they put this out there, I look for more drops to happen throughout this year. I look for more information, maybe start to see images of the PSVR 2 headset and stuff like that. And on there, if you read the fine print, it says, this could still change. Like, this isn't possibly isn't the finalized design. Things can still change on the little text that's on there.
Absolutely,
I think it's going to be pretty similar to this. At least this shows us it's most likely going to be inside out tracking. It shows us it's got joysticks and the button layout and all that stuff. Maybe a little bit of tweaks here and there. Possibly they might not stick with the black. Or I also thought about color options. Like maybe they'll give us color options where we could get red ones, blue ones, whatever. I think that'd be cool because you can buy DualSense controllers in different colors. True. But I think that would be neat.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I the other thing I did notice on these is it looks to me that they are USB-C on the bottom, which is good to see everything going to USB-C. Which are there DualShock controllers USB-C?
Probably. I don't know.
I don't know
I'm
either.
Sure somebody
actually.
knows.
Yeah, somebody will know in chat.
And I know Jason already said he needs to be porting his game to the new to the new PSVR 2 system. He said look for Boneworks on PSVR 2. That's interesting. So
true.
Yeah. I mean, this is gonna be big. This is gonna be.
I know.
Big.
It really will. I mean, are we going to see a divide then? I mean, or are we going to see games release on Quest and on this?
Well, it's going to be easier. It's going to be easier because of the button layout and the parity. That's already going to be easier. I mean, one of the problems is you were going from Oculus or Steam or whatever, and you have to mess with all the controls. The button layout wasn't the same. You didn't have the sticks. You were using either DualShock controller or you were using the Move controllers. I think that's going to be easier. So I think for a developer, I mean, there's still going to be obviously other differences, but the controller parity is going to be a lot easier. So and the inside out tracking, like Andre said, I mean, it's going to be good. One thing I thought of too is that they mentioned that a while back that the PS camera, the PlayStation camera or whatever, isn't going to work with the new setup. So, and obviously that's probably because they're going inside out. So one thing that I had a question about is if the new PS5 camera, are you going to be able to utilize that now for other things? Since you don't have to use a camera to track the controllers in the headset, are you going to be able to use that for mixed reality? Are you going to be able to use that for maybe body tracking? Would they be able to do body tracking, a sense of some sort of body tracking? I mean, people have used the Xbox Kinect to do body tracking with Oculus and Steam and stuff like that. Is that going to be a possibility? I think it could be. It could be.
I guess. Yeah, I mean, my biggest thing with it, though, and I know we don't know, and we won't know anything from this, is it going to be wireless or is it still going to be wired?
I think it's going to be wired probably, and maybe a potential wireless solution coming, or I don't know. But I mean, they mentioned, in the initial release stuff, a wired headset. So I don't know. I mean, I still think there's a lot of people really hoping for wireless. I'm still hoping that is going to be an option, but I think probably right off the bat we're looking at a wired headset is what I would think.
Probably agree. I know. And I do like it sometimes because it does take weight away because you don't have the battery and stuff like that. But I don't know. I just feel like everything going forward that is very innovative, that uses spaces wisely, your play space without getting tangled. I don't know. I feel like it all needs to start pushing wireless, man.
It's hard to go back. I mean, after playing the Quest quite a bit, it's hard to go back to having a wire hanging off you. It is an immersion breaker. It's something that you have to constantly think about because you don't want to get tangled up. You don't want to step on it and move and trick your. I mean, we've all done that. It is something that is hard to go back to. And I think going forward, wireless is going to be a big push. And I would not be surprised if Sony came out with a wireless solution, that you could get rid of the cord or something. I just don't know if that's going to be right off the bat. And it could be. They could surprise us all. I mean, that could be something that they're holding back on that they really want to wow everybody with, going forward. I don't know.
But because of the amount of time we have from now until when this will probably release, I feel like that could be possible.
Yeah.
And I feel like,
that's true.
The wireless technology by that point, even now, is great. So, think in another year from now, what they are working on or expect to be out in that time frame to implement into it, I don't know, man. We could see a very good wireless headset for it.
It's possible. It is possible.
I mean,
we're going to be talking about some Valve stuff that, has us excited, and it's possible. And I think that, like I said, even if it's not right off the bat, I think eventually we will see something. And I hope it is right off the bat because I think that would be even better. But I honestly think Sony is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the VR space. I mean, we needed this, we needed something to come along that is just going to crush it. I mean, they are going to crush it with this. They crushed it with the first one with not as good a hardware as everybody else had going. I mean, right out of the gate.
And not a huge games library either. Not a huge library
right
compared to what we can play on PC.
I think there's going to be some major titles that are launched with this, hopefully next year, that are going to get, this could be the gateway to big time AAA developers getting into VR, you know, and if they make it for PlayStation, unless it's an exclusive, you know, it's probably going to come to Oculus, possibly Steam, and all that stuff as well. So it's just going to be a great thing for VR as a whole. All of this stuff is. The Quest 2 was a great thing for VR. You know, the Steam VR, the Index, all of this stuff has been great things for VR. It just pushes it all.
I guess the biggest thing left for me still is just the wireless, man. Like everything needs to be wireless, right? I mean,
agree,
look at the controller progression. What every controller we had for 20 years was wired, and then once it was wireless, there was no going back. So I would love the same concept of a wireless headset.
It will.
And if the battery's dead, just plug it in.
Yeah.
Or,
it will, but it takes time. You know, I mean, the technology, it's finally starting to get there. You know, it's finally starting to get there. But I mean, so if this thing comes out and it's a wired headset, you're not going to buy it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still buying it if it's wired.
But I don't think
wireless.
it's as future-proof if it's not wireless.
But if it's something that they can make wireless eventually with an adapter, just like HTC did, you know, just I mean, it's always a possibility. So
PTCast.
Yeah, I'm not ruling that out, and the technology is getting better, and I think that'll be something that does happen. I know a lot of people are upset about the wireless aspect, but I think it will happen eventually. What do you think about a new aim controller? Is that something we could see?
I don't know. I mean, yes, I do, because they love their accessories like that. Sony does. I don't know. I feel like there could be better ways to do stuff like that.
I agree.
Like a factory gun stock, you know, like a Sony actual gun stock where these controllers latch into or something, you know, and then it just uses the sensors that it already has on the controller for the one-to-one stuff like that. I feel like could be amazing. Because then you again have the hand controls.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't
in everything.
Yeah, about the aim controllers, it's still just a button press for a reload.
Right,
And that takes away that takes away some from the experience. But I do think that we'll see a second one. I mean, they had great success with the first one. People loved it, so I don't see a reason why they wouldn't do something at least similar. PD said, Tyler, you have to remember PSVR 2 is aimed at couch gamers. So talking about the wireless aspect and stuff like that.
But look at controllers. It's all this. It's the same thing, you know. Controllers eventually work its way into it. You know, into wireless.
It has to get there. I mean, they can't just. You got to wait for the technology to catch up and be reliable. You know, TP Cast and the stuff early on with HTC, that stuff didn't work great. You know, you had to be in direct line of sight with the module that you had. I mean, it wasn't consumer grade, ready for everybody, ready for mainstream. So I think, like other people saying in chat, it'll probably be an upgrade, future upgrade. Mike Kelly said optional wireless, future upgrade. I think that'll probably be the direction it goes. That's what I'm hoping for. We'll have to wait and see, but either way,
about future, man, I'm telling you, I think it's there. It is there.
So you think day one this thing's gonna be wireless? That's what your guess is?
I think it should be. I think.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's how everybody thinks it should be. But...
No, and I don't mean like. I think it will. I do think it will be. I think there's.
I don't know.
I think it would be wireless with a wire. You know, with a direct wire. Because they do want to keep you playing. They want to keep you in game. So they don't want you to lose that battery life. So just like a controller, it has to be able to plug directly in and still keep working.
Yeah,
so
still keep going. I don't know.
I feel like it's too far out. It's too far out in the future, the release, for it to not be wireless.
I mean,
that's what I think.
We'll have to see. I think you could be right as far as how far out it is, but I don't know. Just with them saying about the wire. But enough wireless talk. We've talked about that. Somebody did mention there was like 200 people watching and like 70 likes. So they said, "Come on, hit that like button." So hit that like button for us.
Good to see everybody. Don't care. Good to see everybody on Saturday, man. So, hope joining us live. Appreciate it. Everybody who does. Sure. And stay
got some giveaways going on in the description. So if you haven't checked those out, make sure you check those out if you're new, catching us new.
So how about that poll in chat, man? Pretty split. I'm surprised. 111 votes so far. Would you buy a PS5 to play PlayStation VR 2? 55% said yes.
And 45% said no. I'm in the yes boat. That's the only reason I want one. They're still not available right now. I looked at Best Buy. You still can't get one. My hope is towards the end of this year, holiday season, they'll up the production. I'm hoping they'll be more available. I don't know that we'll see any sales. My hope is we see some holiday sales on one. Maybe I can pick one up a little bit cheaper. But I am buying a PlayStation 5 for PlayStation VR 2 and no other reason. I have no desire to have a PlayStation 5 other than PlayStation VR 2. So I want to have one in hand, ready for next year whenever they drop PSVR 2. If they end up dropping it this year out of some craziness and I don't have a PS5 and I can't get one, I'm going to be super bummed. So I mean, pretty much they're going to release it next year is what they've said. It's not coming this year, so hopefully they don't. I mean, I would love to get it this year, but hopefully they don't go against that because I'm not going to be ready probably. But Odie Rowley said, does it have haptic feedback? Talking about these controllers. They do. They're supposed to have really good haptics as well as the haptic, the trigger, the adaptive trigger and stuff like that. It's supposed to all be built in, as well as the finger sense technology technology, the best of everything in these controllers. I mean, seeing that this
agree.
week was the highlight of my week. I saw this
Yep.
launch, you know, and everybody was talking about it on Twitter, and I was super excited. I was very, very excited. So I cannot wait to see what Sony officially does with the PlayStation 2.
The other cool thing I want to do is I just want to like slip my hand through it. So like if I have a cup of coffee sitting there while I'm in VR, and just slip your hand through the controller and grab it and slide it back.
Yeah, it looks like there's enough space.
Pretty cool, right? I know. Don't drop them.
I don't know. Chris Richardson said, "Why not wait for the bundle?" The only thing that worries me is I don't want to have to wait.
That was my point too.
Like I want to get this day one. Like when this drops, like I want to have a pre-order. I want to have it to my house when it drops. So
the majority of the initial release sales are not going to be the bundle. They're going to be the individual headsets, because the majority of people are going to already have the PlayStation.
Yeah, a lot of people already do. I mean, so I don't know. I just want it. I don't know how I got to get it, but I want to have it right away. I don't want to have to wait. So enough with Sony talk, because it is super exciting. Hopefully we get some more drops throughout this year. Hopefully we see the headset soon.
It looks so good.
It's going to be awesome. Sony is going to kill it. I'm telling you. I'm super excited for Sony. But let's get into some Valve stuff, because we're running a little long here. But so Valve put out these patents, and there is a lot of patent images. There is a lot to read through on this patent, and take it with a grain of salt. It's just a patent. Nothing is for sure with a patent. We know that for sure. But a patent means something. A patent means they're working on something. They've been working on something. So at the same time, a patent doesn't always mean anything. It does mean something in a sense too. So
absolutely does.
This is exciting. I mean, this is looking like a potential either standalone or wireless index, possibly Index 2, possibly an add-on, different head strap, different comfort options, a lot of stuff in these patents.
I when I first saw these, and we were talking about it, and, you were saying a lot of things about, could it be standalone stuff? The thing that I still go back to, is hearing Gabe say, wireless is coming, right?
Yeah.
It's coming they're working on it for the Index. This was on the release of the Index, that release party when he said that. So I look at this, and everything on here could still just be an add-on for the Index. It may not be something standalone.
There's a couple little things that make us think it might be a second headset or something, but it still could be an add-on to the Index. And we talked about this. Basically, the unit on the back, if you take off the head strap, because it looks like it's a different head strap that would have all this on there, and you could put it onto your original Index, and that could be a possibility. That is still something that we're not ruling out for sure.
Yep. So I don't know. I'm hopeful that it is standalone, because there are a lot of things in this patent that do say running applications, running an OS on it, which you would have to have anyways, because, if you start the headset up, you need to go into menus and stuff like that. So you are going to have some type of CPU and OS in this thing. But they do mention things about games and applications on it and playing it, in like this image. So, and in the text itself, if you really do dig through it, I think I can go to some of the text, but I think it's referencing 4110, if my memory serves me right, about games and stuff.
Yeah.
And I do think we have a chance of this being some type of standalone for that reason. And I really do hope so. But there's a lot of things in this. We have 2 different straps or adjustments that they mentioned. So they could be using one, not using one. I love the one that has the lower adjustment.
Yeah, it actually goes real low on your head, right there, and it actually comes out.
No, not even that one. That's not the one I really do like.
Like that there, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I mean, look at that, how it takes the weight. I mean, that's going to take the weight off. It's going to take, it feels like you wouldn't almost, I don't know. I just feel like that would be a great way to adjust the headset real low on your headset, be able to move it around, have that sprung mechanism.
Like that last one where it has the 2 knobs, with one with the lower adjustment, one with the top adjustment.
Yeah.
I think this could be awesome. But at the same time, I look at it, and everything on here, like especially these images, look like an add-on to an Index, because the headphones are just what's on the Index. You could just replace the strap and then have a short cord that would plug directly into the headset. So I could see it going both ways. I really do.
I mean, either way, it's exciting. It's exciting to see these patents come out, because I love my Index still. I don't love the controllers as much as some of the other ones. They're not my favorite, but the headset itself, I love the comfort of the headset. This one, the things they're showing us, makes it seem like it might even be a more comfortable headset, that they might be focusing some more on comfort. Breaking down some of these things, we're looking at a head tracking module, an eye tracking module. A wire. So there's a specific thing, 41118 says wireless unit. It's in that picture there. 4120 shows an antenna. So an antenna, it kind of makes
wireless. That's just wireless. Period.
So I mean, all of that kind of, I don't know. I mean, the fact that it has an eye tracking module, and they talked about, and you actually were talking about this, that the eye tracking module is actually going to be used to help tell where your eyes are. So probably not, if it's a new headset, probably not a actual slider for IPD. This might be something that adjusts
but it's a
on
module.
its own.
So a module tends to me to think that it's something
an add-on.
Extra. Yeah, it's an add-on. So,
but
I
mean, it also, but a module could just mean a built-in CPU, a computer-controlled unit is a module, so that could just be something that's built into the headset. I mean, like a module in a car or something like that.
Right.
I mean, that's,
True.
A computer interface.
Right.
So it could, it go either way. It's hard to say. It could go either way. But the fact that this is going to have eye tracking or an add-on module built in, whatever it's going to be, and I'm guessing they're keeping the same headphones. It looks like they'll be the same headphones, which are absolutely stellar
amazing
quality.
Which is great.
So
I 100% agree. But by the size, and given this is just drawings, but, we would hope for, large battery and stuff, and being that they're counterweight, I think it's amazing because we've been crying about somebody to do this.
Yeah, you're talking about putting the stuff on the back. Like we've been talking about that forever, since like CV1 day, our first Quest, we're like, why don't you put the compute and the battery power on the back, balance this thing out? It would make so much more sense, because that's one of the biggest downfalls of the Quest is it's front heavy. Like, and you put a counterbalance on the Quest and it's instantly more comfortable. Like, why not take, because what the problem is you're putting a counterbalance on the Quest, so you're making the whole thing heavier by trying to balance it out. If you would keep the Quest at the same weight, shift some of that weight that's already built in off the front into the back, then you're not increasing the weight of the headset, you're just helping out the balance, and that's what needs to happen, because I don't like adding weight to the headset if I don't have to. I mean, obviously it helps balance it, but why add weight if you can already shift that back? It just makes so much more sense. Virtual Stranger said, where do all the mind reading sensors go? And I was curious about that too, because we know Valve is pretty big in some of the neurological reading sensors and stuff. So maybe that's where that little thing on the back, you're like real low on the lobe of your head, like maybe that's reading some stuff through there.
Sure,
I don't know.
Some sensors back there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cine or Sinai in chat says you're like an arguing couple, and yes, we are
absolutely
definitely like an arguing couple. If you know us or have noticed, I mean, Sean and I have known each other how long?
Rizzle.
Cheers.
Hopefully he's wearing his new hat. Rizzle Rack's at PS5 VR Fun. So yeah, thank you for that. We're gonna need it. It's gonna be a lot of money by the time we buy. We're gonna have to buy a console, buy the headset. But yeah, thank you for that coffee.
Brutal, man. Yeah,
for sure. So
yeah, we are like an arguing couple. It's bad
we really are. We really are. I'm sorry.
But I don't know, man. Like in truth, I forget who. I think maybe VR Spry Guy said it, but like just wants a module for his original index because it's so good, and it is, man.
Yeah,
I have mine sitting here, and it's. I mean, dude, this is a great headset, and like all of these have all of this on it. So if you could detach this back strap, put a new cord on it, and you've got what's in these images, I would take that all freaking day.
I hope it's both. I hope we get a standalone unit from Valve, and I hope we get an add-on wireless adapter for the Index One. The problem is if we get the Valve Index is an expensive piece of hardware. You're looking at $1,000 for the full kit, so I don't know what the price is going to be. I don't think they're going to try to compete with Quest pricing for sure. But I mean, how awesome would that be to have a standalone unit from Valve to compete with the Quest? Even if the price is higher, it's probably going to be a higher end, higher field of view, all this stuff they're talking about, eye tracking, all that stuff built in would be a fantastic competitor, even at a higher price, because we know we're probably going to get a Quest Pro, Quest 3 that, we don't know what that price is going to be, but it's going to have a lot of this stuff built in as well. But man, I'm excited. I hope we see more of this year. I hope they drop something at F8 like they have done before. F8 I think is in like May or something. Would love to see some official stuff.
We could. Yeah. It happened so fast last time with their stuff that it could be like...
When they announced the Index One, it was like during F8 or whatever it was. Yeah, nobody really seen it coming. Yeah.
There was no leaked anything before it, hardly. I mean, nothing. So
yeah. I mean, Valve is doing something. They're not done. They're like, some people have said, they're done with the VR hardware stuff. No, they're not. They're not. No. Like, we'll see some other stuff from Valve for sure. They know this technology.
They love to be on board with future technology, and they invest a ton into it. They're working on stuff. Don't worry.
It's gonna be crazy to see if it was a standalone unit though. Like they're gonna have to, because they have Steam VR, they have the huge Steam library, but they're gonna have to shift all of that to a mobile platform. Which they can do. I mean, it would be doable. It's just, it'll be interesting to see. I don't know, but I would love to see a true standalone competitor. Quest needs, I mean, even though the Quest 2 is great, and somebody's going to win this one right here, it's still awesome to have a competitor. Competition is always good in this space, and really, it's about to heat up. I mean, 2021 and 2022, this VR space is definitely going to heat up. Like we talked about in the beginning, start saving some money because we're going to have some money to spend.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I'm going to ask in chat too, will this be what? A standalone, an add-on for Index, or give me one more, Sean.
Can you do 3?
Yeah.
A whole new wired
Index
PC
2.
headset. Yeah,
Index
wired headset with
2.
wireless streaming capabilities, built-in wireless. Yeah, we need some new Valve games. Xenomorph said, "Oh man, Half-Life Alyx. We talked about that earlier. It's so good. I really hope." Hopefully, if they do release a new headset, hopefully it drops with something new like a Half-Life Alyx title. You know,
I don't think it will. I don't think they will either. But I don't think they care about that.
I don't know. I think it'd be awesome.
Well, I mean, when Index dropped, all it had was Hand Lab, wasn't it?
That wasn't even done by Valve. That was done by the guy that the people that did Pistol Whip, I believe, right? Yeah, I think it was them. I can't remember. It wasn't. I mean, it might have been done in collaboration with Valve, but Valve didn't actually put it out. But they used, they were allowed to use the Aperture Lab stuff and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I still would love to see. I mean, Half-Life Alyx is so good, so I hope we see something else like that.
What do you think for price point too? Do you
it depends what it is.
Let's say it's an Index 2 wireless, okay?
So PSVR wireless headset.
Yes. Let's say it is that. How much do you think it'll cost?
So is this going to be inside out tracking? Is it still going to use base stations?
We don't know.
Yeah, that's
Nor do I think it matters because it's going to be whichever way it comes.
But I mean, you're looking at least $1,000 if it's got to be bundled with the base stations again and all that. I think it's going to be very similarly priced to the Index. If it's something inside out tracking where it's less hardware they have to bundle together, I think it could be a little bit cheaper, but I guarantee it's not going to be under $600. I mean, it's going to be $600 to $1,200
Index controllers
probably.
Too. Like, I mean, or is it going to be base stations and Index controllers and just a new headset that's wireless?
I mean, I hope that they redo the Index controllers. I think the Index controllers could be good. They had a lot of issues and quality control issues. People still have them breaking. They need to redo the ergonomics because they need to move the thumbstick to where the touchpad is. That still drives me crazy. The thumbstick should be where the touchpad is, not way over here. It's not comfortable. Like, it doesn't make sense. So I'm totally fine with them redoing the controllers and using what they've learned from that was good.
So a new controller.
Yeah, it was Cloudhead Games. Hussein X said. I'm pretty sure it was Cloudhead Games that did Pistol Whip that did.
I never realized that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was them that did the hand labs or whatever it was.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm totally down with them taking what they did good on the Index controllers and revamping to what they needed to do on the Index controllers and just make them better. So that's I don't want to keep using the Index controllers, especially now. I mean, I like the touch controllers better. I think the PlayStation VR 2 controllers are gonna be much better. Yeah. I think they need to be on par with some of the other controllers because I mean, some people like the Index controllers, but for the vast majority of people, they have complaints about the Index controllers, whether that be quality or whatever. So yeah.
I would agree. Yeah,
Phil Yarn makes a good point. Half-Life Alyx graphics with Boneworks gameplay. That'd be cool.
I'm not a Boneworks fan.
Oh, man,
I mean, I
awesome.
don't know, man. I like it and it's fun to play, but I'm not drawn to it. Like, there's too many physics-based things.
Yeah, sometimes your hands get stuck on stuff. Like, it does have some jank, but it is fun. Boneworks is an awesome game.
It is. But, it's a great game. I put a ton of time into it, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. It does have some jank, but there is a Death Horizon Reloaded code for Oculus down here. I'm going to pop that down. It's been up for a little while. Hopefully somebody got that. Great game. They've done some awesome updates, got multiplayer co-op and stuff, so definitely. Yep. So hopefully somebody got that.
So chat right now on what will this be? 55% say Index 2 with wireless.
Yeah, only 11% standalone. So not many.
See, I'm kind of in the same boat. I really don't feel like it's going to be standalone.
I don't want there to be. I want that to be an option because I want it to be able to compete with Quest. Yeah. I still
think it's going to be an add-on for Index.
Yeah.
I do.
33%.
We knew that they've been working on it.
You
know what I mean? We know. Unless they skipped that iteration, unless they went, you know what? We've got the wireless working for it. We're already progressing with screen and lens technology. Let's just go ahead and put out another one. I could see that too. But I would personally love to see it released as both.
Yeah.
Being that you could buy the Index 2 with the new screens and the high field of view and the better lenses, or you could just buy the rear attachment and put it on your Index as it is.
Yeah.
That would be huge for VR, for PC VR, man.
I would like to get an Index with some better lenses though, because now going back to
I know
the glare issue.
With the glare.
Yeah, it looks. I have more of an issue with it now than when I just used to use it all the time. With no G2 or anything like that. Talk about trackpad and thumbsticks though. There's some stuff going on in the chat about it. Some people saying that. Oh man, where did it go? talking about liking the trackpad, and if coming from PC gaming and the accuracy of a mouse, like a thumbstick isn't as accurate. So do people prefer the trackpad? Like I feel like I'm a thumbstick person for sure.
Yeah, it's not as accurate for me.
Yeah, the trackpad I never feel like works as well for me
it's just like the finger with the index. Like I feel like an analog input. Cheers, bro.
Critical hit, his little animation, the $5 super chat. Thank you for that super chat. We really appreciate it. South Memphis always coming through. Appreciate
man.
it.
I feel like gaming, like hardcore gaming, you can't do with like that non-accurate input. I mean,
even looking at the even looking at the Vive controllers, the original Vive controllers having touch pads and not thumbsticks. Like, I don't know. I'm definitely a thumbstick person. Person says I like the trackpad. I
know.
So, I mean, there are people that do like that. And it is nice that the index controller gave you the option of having both. I just don't like the placement. I don't know. The placement to me is funny. But I guess if you're a trackpad person, the placement works out great. But
I guess if you're used to it. And he's got, I saw earlier, he has TP cast too. He still runs.
Nice.
Yeah, which I always wanted that. I always did. I just never invested in it. But
yeah, so Technoglitch said, if I can buy 3 Quest 3s over a new Valve 2, that's a hard sell. And you're right. I mean, the bad thing is with the Quest 2 is it is amazing technology at an overwhelmingly low price for what you're getting, and that's going to be so hard for other people to really jump on board with that. I mean, I don't know.
And the compatibility with PCVR as well, with no investment hardly, other than a cable or virtual desktop. Name Fan said, has Rendered Reality ever used a Vive? I have used it once.
I've used it a couple times. I've never owned one.
I haven't had one myself personally to play a lot.
Yeah, I think the only Vive I would buy would be a Vive Pro. That's like a legit still headset, like a great headset. I mean, some people will still use that.
When I played it, it was the controllers that I'm like, I'm not going to buy it because of the controllers, period. Because of the ergonomics of it, I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't. So
I agree on that. I would get a Vive Pro now if I could find one for a decent price. They're just still expensive, and I would use the index controllers with it. But the Vive Pro is a great headset.
I still look at them and debate it, man. I really
I have
do.
to. I still check to see if I find a used one for a good deal, I'll pick it up. It's just still a lot of money, and I really have no use for it. Like, I have so many headsets already, but I do want one. But
dude, we just had that conversation before we went live. I'm like, I should just start giving away some headsets, because what do I do with 8 headsets sitting over? Like, you just can't play them all. So it's like,
and there's going to be more. I thought about that as well. I thought about getting rid of some to make room for these upcoming ones that are coming, but I have a hard time getting rid of them. Like, even the CV1, it still just sits there. I haven't used the CV1 in forever, but I love that thing. Like, I have such a love relationship for that thing. It was so early.
Good, man. I love these things.
I got to throw up the X rated. Is there like triple X rating on here?
These are so good. The ergonomics, the weight, the feel,
they are great.
Quality.
I wish I could use them with the Quest too. I really do. But I don't mind the Quest
lights with this thing. I've smashed overhead lights in half with this, and there isn't even a nick on these things.
I got all kinds of. It must be the other ones. Oh wait, those are the wife's controllers. That's why. I got black marks on the white ones. The Quest 2 controllers are pretty good. I'm happy with the Quest 2 controllers though. They are pretty strong, and they're definitely better than the Quest 1 Rift S controllers. But Wild Ox Studios, Jason saying, I love my Vive Pro. A lot of people do. I think it's a great headset. The best black levels on Steam VR equals Vive Pro. So yeah, it's just they're so expensive.
Scornful 6 says they're collector's items. They will be, and I love them for that reason. That's why I keep them. Rizzle Rock said giveaways, and that was my other idea. Was to do giveaways with them. But man, I have a hard time letting them go. I'm not even using them to test stuff anymore. So it's like, even Climax just sits there now. I
just love them. I just love having them sitting there. Limba said, I still have Vive and a Vive Pro. And Rudel Zavedno says CV1 was made with love. And it was. It was. I agree. After that, it was kind of more just how can we make these cheaper and push them out. But CV1 was CV1 had its issues too, but it was an awesome headset. I loved it. I mean, so much time spent in that thing. It's ridiculous.
I mean, I've got the DK1 and DK2 sitting there again, just collecting dust because they are. To me, they're collector's items.
It looks cool.
They're not worth anything now, but they someday
still are.
To me,
I don't know. They're still worth some money. They could still go up. Limba said, sometimes I use a Vive wand plus an index mixed match controller. So Vive wand in one hand. That was
J-Ham was doing that too, right? When he broke one. He had to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of great options. There's a lot of great stuff coming out this year. Very exciting stuff coming out of Valve with these patents. Very exciting stuff coming out of Sony with showing off their controllers. I can't wait to see what they show us off next. I'm going to be watching for, I think, something. They're going to show something. I don't know how long it's going to be. I mean, they could do this every couple months where they show us something new or tell us something new that the PSVR 2 is going to be capable of. Really hoping for some kind of Valve drop, maybe around F8 time. I think if anything, that could be around the time we maybe see something that's coming up. That is coming up. So,
but I'm just ready. I will pre-order in a millisecond. Sure. If that thing drops, it is done. It isn't even a question of which iteration of the poll it is, whether it be standalone, add-on, or a second gen. I will buy it 100%.
Rizzle Rock said membership dues for VR Hoarders Anonymous. we might have to start VR Hoarders Anonymous. That's a real issue.
Dude, it is bad. The shelf is full.
I know, my shelf's getting pretty full too.
Full. Like I can look at all the extra boxes sitting there.
For sure. You need to get that studio done in the basement so you can put all that stuff on display.
Dude, I know.
Working on that thing, man.
I know, dude. I've been so busy working on my old car still.
Yeah.
I went from fixing the wiring in it to an interior gut, like seats and seat foams and carpet and sound deadening. And
crazy. And that stuff adds up too.
It does.
Stefan Anderson mentioned real quick, Pimax AKX now supports 90 hertz native mode. I did see that, and I still got an eye on Pimax to see what they're going to do. I'm still interested in them, but I'm not going to spend my money on them right now because I'm going to save up for PSVR 2 and whatever Valve is doing. They have my money first.
Too?
I think
GT
in the house. He was going
to
he was going to join us today, but he wasn't feeling real well this morning. So hopefully he is feeling better.
Yeah, exactly.
He said he's definitely interested. He was dying to talk about some PSVR 2 as well. He wanted to get on here and talk about some Fluke Rogi said Sean needs to attend Gunstock Anonymous. So I love my Gunstock. We got to get back into Contractors though. Everybody's been dying to play that. They just launched a new map for that parking garage or parking lot map that I haven't got to play yet. A couple other things I wanted to mention real quick since we talked a lot about some of the other stuff is there is this Kickstarter that has started for this DropKey Pop-up Studio. And what this is a pop-up green screen that you can pretty much take anywhere, and it inflates, and it's really cool looking, and I'm kind of interested in this. I mean, you have the lighting, like everything, and one of the things you were concerned about is that it has a fan that blows it up, but it doesn't stay running. I looked it up, and it doesn't have to stay running. It just, that's how you inflate it, but it doesn't stay running the whole time because that would be super annoying, but but this is pretty cool. This is a Kickstarter. I don't remember the price that these things are going for, but if you're a content creator or something, this thing is very cool and has me pretty interested.
I think they're $500 for the whole kit.
I think it was. But look at that thing. That thing is sweet. Like,
right?
It's legit.
Yeah, for sure.
That thing is really cool. So
it is. For VR, though, it's hard to stay in one place, though, I will say. But
but I mean, it seems like a big enough space that you could kind of put a mat in there and kind of, move around. And it's pretty cool. I think, even for not VR stuff, people are going to be interested in this. But I think it's kind of neat. I just wanted to mention it.
That's the one I want. That's what I want in my basement to look like. That green screen studio.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I got like a whole wall right now, but it's still kind of difficult to do sometimes. But I don't know that I would want this set up all the time.
Said so expensive, and I mean, you could probably, if you have a wall in a basement and some green paint, you can get by.
Yeah, you can do green screen for cheap for sure. I think this one, the thing that they're saying is the mobile aspect that you can take it anywhere with you and stuff. But it's a cool setup, and I was kind of excited to see that. I thought that was pretty cool. Also, we're getting a lot of stuff out of the Facebook neural tracking from the wrist stuff, and this stuff I think a big part of the focus of this is going to be AR. I think they're going to want to, like you said, a slim form factor glasses.
Facebook Reality Labs is a pillar of Facebook.
Wouldn't it be amazing to just have like a watch,
AR
like some kind of smartwatch that connects, that just tightens and stuff?
Every single new computing era requires new input devices, the set of interactions that really make this possible.
We talked about control.
With AR glasses, I think the key here is to communicate with our computers in a way that is intuitive and entirely new level.
This
the wrist is a great starting point for us technologically because it opens up new and dynamic forms of control. This is where some of our core technologies like EMG come into play.
Neural interfaces, when they work right,
so basically finger tracking
still
plus
have a
it
lot
has
of
some
work
kind
to
of
go
haptic
here,
feedback in it as well.
feel like
and
magic.
The crazy part is like they show,
if you send a control to your muscle saying I want to move my finger, it starts in your brain, it goes down your spine through motor neurons, and this is an electrical.
Sorry, I don't know how I missed that one. I haven't done that in a long time, but
blasting out. That's awesome.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Not
sorry.
awesome, but
no, that hasn't happened in a long time. I apologize for that.
No.
Sorry, but what we were talking about is that it uses, the neurons firing in your hand. So there's even one clip that they show of a guy that's missing fingers, and through this device, he can still, in VR or AR or whatever, he can still move all his fingers just by it sensing the neurons firing from his brain, and that is really some crazy technology. So. Sorry about that, everybody.
Yeah, we have a 20-second
so
delay from our video to get to you guys. So then by chat, it's 30 or so.
That's like one of the things I always try to make sure I don't miss, and I don't know how. I haven't missed that in a long time. In the early days, that used to happen to us all the time. It hasn't happened in a while. I do apologize.
If people go back and watch the early videos, which we leave up because that's what we were back in the day.
Yeah. Well, the problem is
to look at all that.
The problem is with this software is when you load the video in, it defaults to full volume.
It does,
but you can't hear it until you change it to the output, and it's super annoying. So, but I apologize for that. But yeah, this is technology that is really cool that they've been working on for a while since they bought Control Labs. It was already a base foundation of the technology. So.
Yep. So we should probably talk about hearing aids next for everybody in chat.
Sorry.
They got their ears blown out.
Sorry, my bad.
Kidding. No, oh man, yeah.
Rizzle Rock said throwback videos with the audio.
Oh my gosh, dude, the audio is amazing. I wore a CV1 on my head the first couple
early
ones.
Days. That was his mic and audio solution,
Dude, that was so ridiculous too, because to us it was nothing. That was what we did for like a year before that,
Yeah, we used to always get on with the headset on our heads. Talking before we played.
Talked, man. It was so much fun. I do miss those days though too, because those were the good old days where we got a lot of playtime in to play whatever we wanted.
Every Saturday morning. All this time we did a show, we were on playing together from early in the morning.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. From what? We're up 3 hours before this, 4 hours maybe sometimes before the show, and this would all be playtime for us, or BSing at least. But yeah,
I just realized that wife texted me a bunch of times saying, "Sound volume, turn it down."
Right. It's all delayed. That's the
gamer tag.
GT,
he said, "This is awesome. Love a F up and the show."
Dude, this is an F up show. This is what we do, man. This is
it happens. It happens on a live show. You never know what can happen.
We love it. You never know. We don't love it, but it's funny.
Sorry about that. I do feel bad.
You wore VR headsets for mics. GT said, "Yeah, man.
Tyler did.
Well, we didn't use them for mics on purpose. That's just what we did.
Yeah, we would get up Saturday morning and we would just Skype call each other and talk for like 20 minutes before we went into VR about what we were going to play or what happened in the week. That was how all this started for sure. It was crazy.
And then it's like Sean convinced me to start recording it, and we had a couple.
We should just do this conversation live.
And then we're like, man, our audio's like not the greatest. Let's get mics. And then we got mics. And had to learn.
The first one you got didn't work, and so you had to use your headset for a little longer till another one showed up. But
right, so now I use like controllers and stuff for all of it. Which now better mics you have to use controllers for. This
I still need to get one. I'm using a Yeti, which ain't
so it's just I run a little bit different setup than Sean does, and controllers and my adapters and all that. So
Yep. So and there was also some new Facebook avatars, which I wanted to show this real quick because they're using the voice technology and stuff to use the mouth tracking instead of actual mouth trackers like what Vive is trying to do. But the thing that bothers me is there's still no legs. Why do these people not have legs? Why do these avatars? Why? No, no. Give me legs.
It's avatars. Come on. I know.
Stupid.
At least we have arms.
Yeah, I guess. But you should have arms because they have the,
you should, but you should have legs too. But
this doesn't make any sense. But I do like the fact that it looks pretty good from the mouth tracking and stuff, and the way that they're using the eyes to move around and blink. Even in the early days of Facebook Horizon, which was a big disappointment to me, but that's other than that, even that was still pretty good for the mouth tracking and stuff, and they're continuing to improve that, and I think that's cool. The fact that they can do this without any kind of face tracker is pretty cool.
Yeah. No, I agree. No, it is. It's awesome. The stuff they're doing is just.
And hopefully the legs grow out of these bodies eventually. I don't know. Hopefully.
Hopefully
they sprout legs at some point in time.
You don't need legs in VR, right? You're just standing still anyways.
No, I need legs. It just doesn't look right. Even if you don't see your own legs, at least give the other avatars you see legs. I don't know. It's so weird. So weird. But and also another thing that came out this week was the leaks with it wasn't really a leak, the stuff with the Xbox where people were plugging in the headphones and it was giving them like a warning about VR headsets. That got debunked. But people on our Discord said, well, that's what people do. That's what companies do when when something gets out they didn't want to. They say no, that's not true. If they are working on it, I don't know. We've talked Xbox VR to death. I feel like I still hope it happens. I think they're crazy if they don't get into VR, especially with what Sony's doing, what they've seen the success of Oculus. Obviously, there's a place for VR. People want it. It is growing leaps and bounds like crazy since, I would say, last year. And
it still blows my mind that Microsoft invests into VR, but yet Xbox doesn't have it. It's like, come on. Like, what? I don't get it. You say you don't want to do it because it's not at the level you think it should be at for Xbox, but then Microsoft does it, but then doesn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So
I don't know,
no crap, it's no good because you don't know how to develop for it and track. And
well, I mean, the thing is they were the first ones to say. I mean, they were the ones saying that we're going to do VR when we, with Project Scorpio. Yeah, when they first announced that, that was something they said VR will be supported on this console, and then they backpedaled and they said never mind, it's not social enough, and like all this stupid stuff, which it is the most social thing you'll ever do. So it doesn't make any sense to me. But
it's more social than any flat game you've ever played sitting on your couch. You know what I mean? I don't.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. Xbox is crazy. If they don't, I mean, we were big Xbox guys for a long time. We walked away from it because we originally wanted Rift CV1 support on the Xbox. That's what we were hoping for when it came with that game controller and stuff. We kind of held out for a little while, and then we said, forget this. We're buying PCs. We're buying CV1. I haven't touched an Xbox since. I sold my Xbox back then. I won't buy the new Xbox if they don't do VR support. I will buy a PS5 because they are doing VR support. So it's a nail in their coffin if they don't do it, if you ask me. That's just my opinion. I don't know, but
Xenomorph said the error message was written in for a reason. Yeah, I mean, most things get. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it said
most things
your
VR.
It basically translated to your VR headset needs an update, which is weird that it would say that for headphones, plugging them in. I don't know. I mean, there could be something there. There could not be. I don't know. Like I said, they're crazy if they don't do it. Absolutely crazy. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense.
I agree. It's frustrating.
So,
but, they're missing out, man.
Yeah.
And the titles that they have and the licensing for the games that they have that could be VR.
Halo, Forza Horizon. Oh, give me that, please.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's so good. It's crazy. But I did want to mention thank you to the Patreon supporters that are down here at the bottom.
Very much.
We've picked up a couple new ones. We really, really appreciate that. We have been putting some stuff on the Patreon. We did a video last week before the show where we were recording kind of our behind-the-scene antics going on before the show. We'll probably try to do some more of that. But we really appreciate all the support from all of you, whether that be the Buy Me a Coffee, whether that be the Super Chat, whether that be the Patreon, all of it. It just means a lot. Check out the new merch. That's another way to support us. We've been putting out a bunch of stuff. We have a couple more designs that are coming up here pretty soon.
I got some
Aspen Darkfire.
Cheers.
Says, great show today. Thank you. And he's
Coming with the coffees. I know. Yeah.
Thank you for that, bought us coffee. He's a big Half-Life Alyx guy. He does a lot of stuff with Half-Life Alyx and Population 1. Check him out on YouTube as well. He does some modding stuff in Half-Life Alyx. So really cool.
I wanted to get into that, but again, time, man.
Yeah, a lot to learn. It's just there's never enough time to do everything.
Cindy in chat said, "What headphones are those, though?" Are you referring to ours? I think yours are
the Xbox. Probably the Xbox ones. The ones that you're plugging in the headphones and giving that error message. That's what I would be guessing he's talking about. But
could be,
I don't know. I don't know which ones they were. It was whatever Xbox headphones or something.
Yeah, not sure either.
Yeah. So.
Yep. All right.
Yeah,
I think that's all I got.
Gamertag said I fell asleep that I missed the PSVR 2 stuff. Yeah, we did already talk about that. Sorry you couldn't join us. Yeah, sorry you couldn't join us.
Actually, go back to all of it. Yeah, I love today's show, dude. Like,
yeah, it was hyped. I was hyped.
My
super
hype today is just on another level. I don't know if it's the coffee. I don't know if it's everybody joining us in chat and seeing everybody on a Saturday. Like, I don't know, man.
It's been awesome. And German Refter said merch. But I don't know if he wants anybody to post that RR hashtag RR merch because he could win that giveaway right now if nobody else.
He should be telling don't anybody about merch.
Don't post anything. Yeah,
right, exactly.
Yeah. So I've been watching for the hashtag RR merch on Twitter, Instagram. Feel free to tag us as well if you do that. It'd be pretty cool. I love to see that stuff, and it doesn't have to be any new merch. If you already have a mug, if you already have a shirt, whatever, throw it up there. That counts as well. So
for sure.
Yep. So Jeff Bob said I bought one coming on the 12th of April, but they're out of stock everywhere. So I'm not sure if he's talking about Quest 2 or I'm not sure what he's talking
PlayStation.
about. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Could be.
I think it's the weed. Techno Glitch said, I think it's the weed.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. So
great. Oh, look who said great show today. Cheers.
I don't know who that is. She needs like a VR wife life.
I know, man.
I
told her. I told her.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. She joined in. She's keeping an eye on us, making sure we're not. Right? She's making sure we're not getting too crazy on here.
She's not working today, so I was hoping maybe she'd go out and work on the car or something for me. But
that's not gonna happen. BaconBot put our merch. I did want to mention, Gaming Science Teacher mentioned it, and Fluke mentioned it, that we did have daylight savings time. So last weekend we rolled back an hour, so that is going to change the time this show is on Saturdays for the people that aren't
in daylight savings.
Yeah, in daylight savings time. That is kind of annoying. I forgot about that. Sorry about that. So that is going to change it, but it'll be good that way going forward through the summer until the clocks change again in the fall. So
we'll try and let everybody know when that happens next time too, if we can think ahead enough. We're smart enough to do that.
Give a heads up, hopefully. So and Maverick Pew or Poe,
I
don't know how you
man.
Say that. Yeah, $5 super chat said awesome show. Thank you so much for that. It hasn't popped up here. Yeah, we really appreciate that. So hopefully everybody that got the GangV beta codes can hop in there. Let us know what you think. Hopefully we can get in there and play with you. Yeah, we need to gang up. Gave away the other codes. Congrats to those who got that. Make sure you sign up for the Quest 2 giveaway in the description below, as well as the VR headset stand, the lighted universal headset stand. Make sure you sign up for that. Now, I think that's pretty much all we got. We could go on all day, but we should probably let people go. So,
true.
Play some VR this weekend.
Yep, and thanks if you guys are listening to audio podcasts, man.
Have you been doing that again? Because some people have been complaining that hasn't been out there while you were on vacation.
They have been up and going. We still get a good 200 some people listening to it, man. So
nice.
Back at putting them up there. But if you guys like it, you can find it on most podcasts or somewhere out there. So try to, man.
Try Sky, real quick. Last question. He said, "Is the Elite strap worth to get it, or does it still break?" We have had ours since day one. Ours hasn't broke, but there are plenty of them that have broken. Oculus does good at supporting them and getting you another one. I love my Elite strap. I use it all the time, so I love it. I speak highly of it. But there are a lot of people that have had them break. So mine hasn't broke. I don't know why that is, but I still love mine. So
me too.
I say buy one, and Oculus will fix it for you if it breaks. But I mean, that's
There
annoying.
you go. Now you're thinking, but
it's annoying.
True,
but,
it is annoying.
So
all right, let's get out of here. We'll roll.
Okay, see you later.
We're out of here, guys. We will see you back here next week, same time, same place, or see you in VR.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Peace.
Later
guys. See ya.